Good morning, everyone. Just want to demonstrate how these TR1, TR2 transceivers are going to get me out of a problem with my heating controls for my heating system. I don't have any control wires, just when the system was installed. So that's basically the grey and the orange wire don't exist to the valves, the zone valves. So I'm just going to show how these TR1, TR2 wireless transceivers will help me out. So this is just a switch which will simulate the programmer, switch the system on. TR1, this is a wiring junction box. TR2, which talks to the valve, the zone valve, and this is going to simulate the boiler coming on. So if I enable the system by turning the power on, TR2 activates because and the valve has activated as well. There's a normally open switch inside that which is going to close now very shortly. It takes about 15 seconds, I think. So that then sends a signal back to TR1, and that activates, and that switches on the boiler. So as I said, I'm using the EPH TR1, TR2 transceiver pack, and I'll be wiring the system up to an EMBER PS08 programmer system, which has a 3-zone programmer, 2 room thermostats, all wireless, a cylinder stat wireless, and a gateway which enables the whole system. So I'm going to just pause this for a second, open up the individual components there so you guys can have a look at that. Welcome back. So this is where the TR1 and TR2 transceivers, okay, so you got your PCB here, and your wiring circuit. So you live and neutral to that side, and then a common coming from live to activate the live out when it's switch, it calls it. This is the wiring center. So it just enables all the wiring between the transceivers and the switch and the zone valve and the boiler. Okay, so the orange wire here is coming from the zone valve. That's the permanent live feed to the micro switch in the valve. So this is the TR2, which is similar to TR1, it's just wired differently. And zone valve and the boiler. Welcome back. So this is the final setup in the hot press airing cupboard. This is the new zone valve which is fitted on the feed to the hot water tank. This is the existing zone valve for the upstairs heating, and that grey wire was the live feed from the switch downstairs, which now feeds the wiring center right here. And these are the 2 TR2 transceivers for the hot water zone 2, or the heat zone 2, and hot water. This is the wireless thermostat from the hot water tank. So as described in the test rig setup, the wiring center provides a live feed to the zone valves and the TR2 transceivers, and the orange wire from the 2 valves has a permanent live. So when the valve activates, the micro switch, which is normally open, closes and sends a signal back via the grey wire to TR2, which then sends a wireless signal back to TR1 to start the boiler. So let's have a look at the setup downstairs. And this is the setup for the downstairs heating. Similarly, the live feed that used to drive the zone valve from the manual switch is now feeding the wiring center, which then feeds both the TR2 and the zone valve. And the control wires then operate as described previously. Okay, one final word on this installation of the EPH R37 RF controller and transceiver pack. I'm a homeowner, not a contractor, hence the test rig at the beginning of the video. One thing I found when I had to set up and went to test it on Boost, it wouldn't work because I hadn't connected it to the GW04 gateway. Now that makes sense after the fact, but it didn't tell me in the instructions anywhere. So it means that it needs to talk to the room stats and all that sort of thing. So as soon as I got that connected up to the GW04, everything worked away fine. So she's all running. Thank you very, very much. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.